Alright, we've got another March Brown here. This is a March Brown soft hackle. This one I call an ice wing soft hackle. It's got some ice dub there in the back, pearl ice dub. This is a great fly when the March Browns are emerging, coming off. These March Browns like to hang out, the nymphs hang out in the fast riffles, and in order to emerge they kind of make their way over to the margins, some slower water in the tail outs, places like that, and they end up doing quite a bit of moving, and this ice wing kind of helps imitate that. And also this is a very fun fly to swing on kind of a downstream quartering angle, and some fun aggressive takes on this little ice wings March Brown soft hackle. I'm fishing this, or I'm tying this on a size 14 710. It's 3x long. It's a little bit long. I kind of like that extra length there on the hook shank. You can see it gets a little bit of movement. These fish tend to grab this fly and turn with it. That's a little shock absorber built into the hook shank there. They do bend out occasionally on it, but again, it's kind of a little shock absorber for when they do really come thump this fly. Just going to be using again some brown olive, 70 denier or 140 denier. Doesn't really matter. If you use the 140, just make sure you keep your thread wraps to a minimum. I'm going to wind it all the way back to just past that hook point. And I like to add, again, this is just a little notch with some gadwall feathers. Again, nicely barred. I'm going to tie them in so they kind of curve up and give a nice tail there for this March Brown soft hackle. Again, those have some really nice barring. Look really nice on that fly. Next material, I have some small amber UTC wire. I like this amber color. It's nice and shiny. It pops really nicely with nice dark dubbing underneath there. I'm going to tie that in on the side of the fly. Follow it all the way back. That's going to be our rib. Cover that up. Next is some superfine dry fly brown, again for the majority of our body on this fly. These are some nice, fat, robust nymphs, so you can go ahead and put on quite a bit of dubbing. Probably do this in a couple stages. Start all the way at the back here. I'm going to go a little more than half of the way up here. We're going to add a nice little ball of dubbing here to kind of flare. We're going to add some partridge, Hungarian partridge hackle, and that's going to flare that partridge and that ice wing. And just try and get this mostly uniform. And we'll wrap our ribbing through there. Again, amber, small UTC wire. When this dubbing gets wet and dark, you can really see this amber wire very, very good against that dark dubbing. Nick that out of there with the back of the scissors. I do this a number of ways. I have some dark hairs here, some brown hairs here. You can also use some UV brown ice dub. I'm just going to use this dark brown hairs here. As these March Browns emerge, that thorax gets really dark, pretty prominent feature on them. And we're going to have a little flashy ice wing on there for some flash. It'll grab some attention. We want this to be a good ball. There we go. Sweep that back. Just a little bit larger. A little bit larger than the body. Again, nice and shaggy. We'll take our UV ice dub, we're just going to grab, this is UV Pearl, you're just going to grab a nice little hank, kind of card it in your hands a little bit just to get it, so you can grab it right about there in the middle. Try and keep it on top of the hook shank if you can. Trap it on there. Fold it straight up over the top, back over itself, sweep it back. See, that's nice and long there. We're just going to cut it about right at the hook bend. Next, we're going to take some Hungarian partridge. This I've selected a pretty dark colored one, and I've prepared it where I've taken all the fluffies off the bottom here, and I've got just this little notch here, and I kind of like these darker colors for these March Browns. These are pretty dark nymphs, and again we've got some nice light colored ice wing on there. Just going to leave that little tag end is going to be our tie-in point.
You're talking at UGF? Gotcha.
Wrap that back.
You got most of them. You're good right now.
Fold this back. I'm just going to wrap this hackle
Okay, yeah, I remember that too.
around. Make a nice clean head here. Kind of crowded the eye a little bit here, but I think we can get away with it.
Kovac still coaching for Great Falls. Yeah.
2 good turns is usually enough. Nick that out of there. Clean it up now. These March Brown nymphs have a nice kind of bulbous head on there. Whip finish. Snip it off. We've got a nice ice wing March Brown soft tackle. Ready for a tight line down and across swing. Some riffles. You'll see some explosive rises out of some fish in your tail outs. Odds are, if it's March Brown time, it could be eating these March Brown nymphs coming off those riffles into those tail outs and slack water on the margins there. Give it a shot.